Buenos dias. Here we are in the heart of Mexico City at the end of 3 great days of automotive logistics and supply chain in Mexico. And if you just take a look around me, you see a city which is bustling, moving, never stops changing, much like the automotive logistics and supply chain industry here in Mexico. Always maybe prone to some traffic and disruption, but full of innovation, color and diversity. And that's what this conference has been all about. And I think today really capped off a lot of these discussions where the resiliency of the people in the industry came through. We talked about technical things such as connecting the supply chain, improving visibility. We had a great example from Gabriela Carta Figuera from Volkswagen de Mexico on building an outbound control tower and connecting the whole ecosystem together to gain better visibility and be more predictive. And of course, we saw some of the gaps. Sometimes it's a challenge to connect suppliers and logistics providers. Maxim Serov from Benteler pointed out that Mexico has a lower EDI connectivity level than in the US. So he called on providers and suppliers to work with Benteler and to work together to connect, to use low-cost web-based solutions, be less Excel-based and more automated. That will help us get to the next level of digitalization and automation. So, these kind of ways of optimizing the supply chain are really important here, as are dealing with the continuing shifts and changes of the supply chain. We know that with USMCA renegotiations coming up, with the tariffs, of course it changes the picture a little bit, but there's a lot of emphasis on improving localization and sourcing here in Mexico. Evelyn Nova Castaldi from Stellantis, who's Director of Supplier Quality and Purchasing, talked about ways to work with the suppliers here to increase their localization. It could be, for example, moving casting from out of country into country, which could also help a company qualify for USMCA, which would reduce or eliminate tariffs in some cases. So it really is about that collaboration, looking across the benefits of local and regional, even global aspects, which Mexico really has. And that led us into our final panel, really, where we talked about the priorities ahead for Mexico to stay competitive. There's no doubt that with the USMCA renegotiation in play, that we have some uncertainty ahead. Lisetta Gracida from Toyota talked about how we will have challenges if we have to increase the local content much more. It's a very strict one already. But that's why the voice of the industry will be very important, and to try and speak with one voice to government. But she was still very optimistic that we would keep a close alignment with the US and North America, and if we can encourage investment in infrastructure and energy and digitalization, Mexico will become even more competitive. And it's not just about what the government has to do here, though. It's very much about what the industry can do to work together. Geraldo de la Torre from Nissan talked about how even in a time when Nissan is right-sizing its operations, closing some plants here in Mexico, it's working with its supply base to consolidate and grow volume and production. That actually means more opportunity for suppliers and logistics providers, not less, if they can work together and work with Nissan and align in the right quality and requirements. And I think that was an important message to send. It might be a disruptive time, the market might be a challenge. Even when we have to make tough decisions, the supply chain can really play a critical role in keeping Mexico competitive. That's the message we're going to take out of 2025 as we look ahead to the year, to these big changes. We're going to be covering all of that at Automotive Logistics. You'll find more highlights from the event, from our red sofas, from videos and articles, as we build ahead to November 2026, where we'll be right here in Mexico City for the next conference there. We look forward to seeing you. I'm going to say gracias a todos and just leave you with this impression of a vibrant city and a vibrant culture and a vibrant business, which we're going to celebrate together again. Gracias.